on the year, going against Lane Peters, a 500 wrestler this year at 13-13.
At 133 pounds from Army.
Yeah, I'd say you're right. So another place for West Virginia is they got to score some points in the areas where they have some advantages. It's a couple of toss-up matches here a little bit, but they got to score some points. Matthew Schmitt's got to score. Of course, you don't want to go out there with that particular pressure. Just go wrestle your match and go at people and attack. And as in the process of that, you know, you build up some points. Otherwise, you go out and try to throw somebody on their head when that's not your game, and that usually doesn't bode well.
Schmitt 7-4 in duels this year. Missed about 2 months with an injury, so he's been really healthy for about a month here. Wrestled his way back into form very nicely. And
well, you're right. You say that, being healthy for about a month, and then there's being like wrestling conditioned, right? And well, saw a nice shot by Schmitt, and Peters just kind of dove back underneath. Now the thing you want to have here is you want your head to be up, not down. And we're going to get probably a stalemate here unless we lose somebody's knees or ankles.
Well, back to neutral. Minute 55 left in the first period here at 1:33. Matthew Schmitt for West Virginia, Lane Peters for Army.
So that shot is there, right? You got to go, circled at it a little bit that time. Didn't go as direct into it as he did the first time. There's a nice shot. So he tried to do it again, tried to dump back under him again. Schmitt staying down on the ankle, doesn't want to come up, and this time when he goes to try to do that, he gets almost stuck on his back.
So 2 for Schmitt.
Usually when you're wrestling people that are pretty good, you can do that a couple of times, and it's not really, he doesn't have, he's going to give up a reversal here. That's 2-point reversal.
Reversal comes with 34 seconds left in the first period. The starting time now ticking down below 30 seconds for Matthew Schmitt.
Well, now he went to throw that leg in and Schmitt caught it, but now he's going to stand up. We're going to get, that's going to.
Both benches shouting instructions right now. Warning. Key 13 seconds, I think, here for Schmitt. If he can escape really quickly, that's a nice feather in your cap going there.
No doubt about it. You got to get out. And if you're Peters, all you're thinking is try to stay on, keep on top of him. And so far, I'd say, why are we not?
So 2-2 after one period, 1 second of riding time in Schmitt's favor after that first period.
Yeah, that's pretty even.
Schmitt will continue on bottom here in the second period.
So again, Peters pretty long. Well, Schmitt's pretty long too. So it's not exactly like these are two short, stocky guys wrestling one another. So they're going to do some things that are similar. And the question is, in the matchup, how well you do at dealing with somebody who does a lot of the stuff that you do. It's weird to say that because you think you'd be pretty good at defending certain stuff that you also do because you have those advantages. But you might not wrestle a lot of people like that. So try not, both legs are in. He let both legs in. So you try to circle a leg out, but he got broken down. And what you try to do is see if you can pick one off with your back, with your foot. and then you got to work your hip so that you got some time to get out. So he got one out, but you see Peters kind of counter that with a bit of a cross body ride. He tried to pull the arm back, and it looked like Schmitt tried to limp arm it a little bit, but Peters caught it to bring it back. And riding time is piling up.
Up to a minute 20 now.
And Peters doing some pretty decent work. The problem is he's sort of trying to turn his hip one way, and then he's working the upper body in the opposite direction.
Warning for stalling there.
Schmitt. Well, and it's a pretty good warning. I mean, he's basically down there trying to survive. He's just not. He's got a chance to get out with right at the buzzer if he can do it. Nah, it's going to be. With Peters maintaining on top.
So Peters rides the whole second period, still tied at 2, heading to the third, and Schmitt on top.
Well, Schmidt's on top, so there's two things. He's got to take some time off the clock, right? Otherwise, he's riding time point, and if he's not careful, he's down by 2 here pretty quick if he gives up an escape anytime real soon. Peters doing a better job of tripoding up, turning into him. You know, if Schmitt was a big cradle guy, that would be a little different, but there's the 1 point for the escape. And you got a minute 43 riding time.
So like you said, basically he needs a takedown here to make this interesting.
If he gets a takedown now, is able to ride him out, okay, he wins. Doing a nice job of working around that corner. Oh, he didn't really have the cradle. He had the leg without the head and the arm, and he's got to try to work himself to get back under that leg and not get his hip thrown up in the air. That's not going to be 2, not with his head under his knee like that.
Tim Flynn wants a stalemate on the Mountaineer sideline.
Well, definitely, because time's wasting. They're stuck. You almost have the point on the board now. There's 48 seconds left and only a minute 43 of riding time. So in another 5 seconds, you can count that point up there. So you're down. Now you're down by 2. Now you need a takedown to tie the match.
We're there now. So like you said, virtually 4-2 with that point on the board.
And remember, like we said before, Schmidt's a little worn out. Why? Because he got pounded on the bottom for 2 minutes and just got torqued around quite a bit.
Having a legal hold there, so that gives 1 point back.
Well, he just locked around his head. That's a major mistake.
Derek Lark, our official, giving the point to Matthew Schmitt, and
Schmidt's got a chance. I don't know. He's too far away. He's got 5 seconds left. He hasn't finished this very well yet. Whoa. Whoa, he gave him 2 at the buzzer. He gave him 2 at the buzzer. Holy cow. We're probably going to review that, would be my guess.
I think he got it in time, but you're right, they are going to review it. So both wrestlers go to their respective
benches. So we're going to go, he's out in front and he sits him down, and the question is, does he hit the mat? He's got his hand down, that's for sure. But does he hit the mat on his butt or anything like that before the time goes out?
I thought Peters managed it very well to about 10 seconds left, and then Schmitt was able to get some separation, and he went.
Well, Peters kind of blew it. He wasn't. You see him backing away, right? So he's backing away trying to do it, but he doesn't stop Schmitt from getting in underneath him. And Schmitt does a nice job of just sort of like dumping him down on his butt to sit down on his butt. And I think our challenge is it's hard to figure out where that is in relation to. It's pretty close.
Well, and you see on the board it's 3-3, but with the riding time point, this is deciding either Peters wins or Schmitt wins. There will not be a tie here.
No.
Either it's a 2-point takedown or nothing, and Peters wins
So
with the riding
here's
time
what we're
point.
looking at here. It's the clock in the corners to see what the actual time is. You know, he takes him down. So there's 2, there's 1. Woo, boy, that's 0. I think he hits the mat. I think that's going to be a takedown. I think he's gonna stay as called. That's what I heard. Stands as called is what I heard him say.
Call on the man stands is called. True takedown.
So the late takedown for Matthew Schmitt wins the match.
Get
Wow.
on your feet for a Mountaineer Maniac winning t-shirt.
So West Virginia off to a very good start. 2 wins in 2 bouts, up 6-0 now.